Being born here on earth as a woman, all sorts of rules and regulations to follow, and it starts with being wrapped with a pink cloth, since it's generally known in some cultures or most cultures around the globe that that pink is for girls and blue is for boys. That I would probably like to talk on in some other video. Who actually invented this pink for girls and blue for boys? It must have been a tradition from the ancient times that has been passed from one generation to another generation. So it has become a tradition which we currently living here as being a woman have in one time or the other, or even presently, go through. Yeah, hello everyone, Blessing here, also known as Lady B. Shouldn't a child born as a woman be able to try on any color of her choice, and vice versa? A child born as a boy should be able to try on any color of their choice, because being a human, we all have different qualities, different desires, different, we all have different spirits, we all have different attributes, let me just put it that way. So but we see that when we are born here on earth, we have to follow a cultural view that we meet here, especially depending on what part of the earth that one is born in. As a woman, in some cultures around the world, being a woman, it's a great burden on that child, because there's so much expectation, because there's so much rules and regulation that brings along, which kind of diminishes the value of that child. Because I believe God has created us with different attributes and different mission, but when we get here on earth, we are kind of put in a box to say, oh, you've been born as a woman, or you've been born as a girl, this is where you belong. And oh, you've been born as a boy, this is where you belong. So you being a girl, these are your limitations, these are your boundaries. And you being a boy, these are your limitations and these are your boundaries. You do this, you don't do that. Why? Because you're a girl. Because you're a girl. And it puts a lot of limitation on that child being a girl. So the value of that person, because we are all people at the end of the day, the value of that person, God has created this person a girl and God has created that one a boy, but the value of this person being born as a girl diminishes. The attributes, the mission, goals of that girl child becomes really, really undervalued. And for that child to be able to become what she's been created for by the Creator, that girl child has to fight, has to struggle, has to try to speak up, and God help that child, depending on what location of the earth that child is born into. That girl child might end up being killed just for speaking up, just for saying no. I don't want to be in this box. I just want to be able to achieve my goal. I want to be able to achieve the mission that the Creator has sent me here for. But you lot are holding me bound because you are holding onto the tradition that you also met here on earth. So it becomes a struggle, and for most of us, being a woman, it becomes a lifetime struggle, depending on where you are born in, what culture you are born in. Some girls have it a bit easy, depending on the culture they are born in, because in some cultures the girl is given some freedom to be whoever she wants to be. But unfortunately, in some other culture, that's not the case. And I don't want to go into mentioning countries now. We all know what we are talking about. We all know what cultures do limit girls. I mean, in some cultures, I heard recently, in a particular culture, a woman was not allowed to drive a car, but it's been recently granted. Even with that, she still has to drive the car with permission. And then you look at other cultures, that same woman or girl child is allowed to drive a car, is allowed to work wherever she wants to work, is allowed to be whoever she wants to be. I mean, this is not putting one country down and putting the other up. I'm just looking from a bird's eye view, what I see here on earth, and what most of us see here on earth. I mean, traditions are good. Traditions could be helpful. But there are some traditions that in today's world we have to review. We've got to evolve beyond those traditions, because we've seen the positive side and we've seen the negative side, and we've seen that the negative is higher than the positive. Why do humans then still hold on to the negative traditions or cultures? Why not drop that or review that tradition and say, okay, we can see, okay, this is how our ancestors used to do it. In that day and time, it worked for them. But in the present time, it doesn't work. It's not helpful. It's not helping anyone. It's only limiting and causing harm to people's life or the value of people. And oftentimes, this value of a woman is actually placed on the girl child right from when she's born, from the family, from the household that child is born into. And it starts where a child born as a girl is brought up to be more functional in the home. For example, a girl child is taught how to wash plates. A girl child is taught how to cook. A girl child is taught how to wash the laundry, take care of the home, take care of the man, take care of everything around her. Then we look at the boy child. The boy child is brought up as, oh, you're a boy, yay! You don't have to wash the laundry, you don't have to cook, you don't have to learn to cook, you don't have to learn to take care of the household, you don't have to do all that. Why? Because, hey, you're a boy, you're the boss. You just go to work, be well educated, and go to primary school, secondary school, university, get a degree. Yay! Get the best job. You're the breadwinner. So, right from birth, the boy child in some household is taught how to rule, how to be the boss, how to be the breadwinner, while the value placed on the girl child is secondary, because she's being taught to do the menial jobs, the dirty laundries, but not to aspire not to become. No great mission is placed on the girl child, but the menial mission. How do we bring up the boy child without wanting to teach them how to cook? How do we bring up boy child without wanting to teach them how to make their bed when they get out of bed in the morning? Not to learn how to do the laundry. How? So right from birth, depending on the culture this child is born into, I mean the girl child is born into, her value as a person is already undermined. So you could imagine that child, that girl child, growing up and realizing that she can do more than the laundry. Oh, she can do more than just cooking. Oh, she can do more than just giving birth to more children. Oh, she can do more than just having sex, being a feminine person. Maybe she wants to become much more a journalist. She also wants to go into sport. She wants to do much more than all that. Because her desires are not just limited to the household chores, but beyond the household. All the things that contribute to this, it actually starts from the home where that child is born. So it depends on the parents, the cultural values of the parents, and that will determine how the girl child is raised. Beyond that is the societal value of the girl child, and then religion also plays into this as well, where religion tells the girl child, oh, this is how far you can go, this is what you can become, this is what you are allowed to become. And so you see that child, that girl child, has to grow up fighting just to become, fighting all these barriers, fighting all these limitations, fighting, and being brave enough to stand up and say, no, enough of all these barriers and limitations. I know what God has placed in me, my Creator has placed in me, and I know I can do beyond all this. But these barriers are weighing me down. That girl child has to fight all of it off, just in order to become the greater value God has created that girl child to be. It also goes beyond being a girl child. If it's one thing to be a girl child, it's another thing to be a girl child that's got brown skin, a girl child that's got dark brown skin, a girl child that's got even the darkest brown skin. So that also places value on that girl child. I think it was Malcolm X that once said that the black woman is the most disrespected woman in America. And that's in America, where the culture is supposed to be a freedom culture, where people can be who they want to become. Even there's a lot. So you could imagine how it is in some other cultures, where the value placed on the brown skinned girl child is so undermined, so devalued. So if the black girl child or black woman is the most disrespected woman in America, then the black woman is the most disrespected woman in the entire world. It's about time humanity start placing greater value on women and the black, brown, African woman, because being a woman should be highly valued. in that it is through the woman that creation of humanity is possible. And being a black, brown, or African woman should be valued as well, because from what the scientists are telling us now is that the black, brown African woman started creation of humanity with different complexion, be it brown, be it dark brown, be it fair skin, peach skin. It all started from the African woman. Why has the value been changed? Why are women so undervalued when life itself starts from the woman? It is through the woman's body that another human being is able to come to this earth. Only through the woman's body. Keep the egg and the sperm together in an incubator. That egg and sperm cannot survive the existence of life through the 9 months, except that egg and sperm is kept in the body of the woman. So the value of the woman is so great. The value of a woman is so important to creation. The value of a woman is eminent, absolutely needed for the continuation and process of life itself. So without the woman, there will be no humanity. Why is the value of a woman so diminished then? Let's start placing value to the girl child. You are out there, you're a man, you must have a mother, a sister, a cousin who is a woman, because at the end of the day, we both need each other. Be you a man, be you a woman, we both need each other. The woman needs the man, and so does the man need the woman. Just like the earth needs the sun as well as the moon. With this, I say thank you very much for listening. Something to think about. I'll see you again next time. Take care now. Bye.